Mr. C back here in the shop. We have everything prepped for us to glue our face frame on the face of the cabinet. I know you've been very patient watching several videos to get to this point, so let's go ahead and let's get started, okay? But the first thing I want to address is we want to make sure we have all of the materials that we need to complete the job in front of us, so that way we're not scrambling around. Because remember, when you use this type of glue, you only have so much time as far as workable time or open time to get all the clamps on, okay? So I have my cabinets already prepped as far as all my tape where I need to watch out for squeeze out or glue squeeze out. I have my face frame here that's already been glued and it is fully cured and set for over 24 hours in clamps. I have plenty of clamps here and clamps behind me just in case I need some extras. I have my glue and I have my wet towel to take off any excess glue that happens to squeeze out, okay? So what I want to do is I want to start out with is I'm going to go ahead and run a glue bead on the inside or on the center of the plywood cabinet parts, okay? Then what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and start clamping up the pieces. I have this set up on a sawhorse because it allows for me to go ahead and clamp easier, okay? It is possible to do it on a bench, but I just find it to be a lot easier for me to have access on with this sitting on a sawhorse. So, remember, our working time is not very long with PVA glue or yellow glue, depending on which way you want to call it, but essentially it's always the same, okay? So I'm running a bead, a generous bead, but not a ridiculous amount, on the center of the plywood. This will allow for less likely for the squeeze out to happen, but it will ensure that the cabinet face frame is glued permanently to the plywood surface. All right, so I've done this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, just kind of level this out. Moving along the cabinet, around the cabinet. Now the part that I'm going to move first, or I'm going to be most aware to do, is the bottom of the cabinet. Because the bottom of the face frame panel has to be flush with the bottom of the cabinet, or else it's going to look awfully funny. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Place this on here. Now the very first clamp is going to be right here. Now these are not the only clamps that you could use. You could use any type of bar clamp. I just find that these are easier to use if you're by yourself. They are a pricey clamp, but they're worth every dollar. like I said before in my other video, no such thing as too many clamps. I want to make sure this does not move and we don't have any issues ever with this cabinet. Now what I'll do is I'll go around this and make sure I have no gaps on the face frame. Essentially, let me show you what I'm talking about. You see how there's no gap here? That's what I'm looking for around the whole thing. I do have a lot of excess glue that I need to take care of. And then in the interior, you can see how there's some glue here, glue there, that I need to address as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go ahead and take my towel, my wet towel, and clean up all that excess glue real quickly. So essentially I'm going to wipe off all the way around this. Now this clamp, when I have to remove, just pull it back just a little bit so it will allow my towel to get inside here. So one of those other things I really like about this type of clamp. Now when I'm wiping the interior that has the finish on it, I want to make sure that I'm only touching the tape and removing the glue on that, okay? So now I'm just wiping off the inside. So now we have the face frame adhered to the cabinet. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure we let this sit for 24 hours for the full cure time. But remember, the setup time is only 45 minutes in this type of environment. The shop happens to be 75 degrees. It's a little bit warm. That's why I'm in a t-shirt today. But I figured I'd just sport my manufacturer's day because it is important for us to go ahead and go outside and see what other businesses in the manufacturing field are doing. So, until next time, I'm Mr. C in the shop, and this is how you glue a face frame on an upper kitchen cabinet. See you later. Bye.